So thank you for coming for this after session. And in this session, we will answer 3 questions that we weren't able to answer during the previous panel session. And I'll start with the first question. The first question is to Stephen. So how can SME or the small to medium-sized companies utilize blockchain in their business? And other panelists are welcome to join too after him.
Okay, that's actually a really great question because, quite frankly, the reason why we're using blockchain for large businesses is to try to turn them into many small businesses. That's the idea of decentralization and delayering of the managerial infrastructure and the bureaucracy. So blockchain, once again, it's a tool used to collaborate between partners. And small businesses, just like large businesses, they have partners that they work with. So simple things that involve coordination can take advantage of the loose standards, which Fabian talked about, what I talked about, that can drastically reduce the cost and the complexity of implementing centralized systems where you try to get everyone onto the same system. So actually small businesses, I think, in some ways can drastically benefit from this. I mean, even individuals, I think, can drastically benefit from this. Get rid of the need for lots of middle people processing your data or brokering your deals. Just work with others much more easily at a lower cost. I think it's great for small businesses.
Okay, thank you. Fabian?
Yeah, if we could add to this, for example, the very obvious example is a marketplace. Right now it requires one company to run the marketplace, which has then the platform risk. So this marketplace going down, they are restricting certain areas and your business might be out of business. If you are turning these marketplaces into protocols sitting on a blockchain, you allow everybody equally to participate while it goes then back to the small businesses decentralization, while nobody has the platform risk because the protocol itself is by definition unbiased.
Okay. And anything from Yano-sensei?
Yeah, I think it's important for small business because by blockchains, this particular nature that you set as ownership to each piece of data, everybody can trade, and that market for that data will become wider and wider by including the small businesses. It is possible that it is true that the large industries do want to use this system, but at the same time, the small businesses, it's very attractive for them to use it because you can buy and sell each small pieces of data. That makes the market more efficient.
Okay, great. So going to the next question. Outside of cryptocurrency, which we know have a lot of use cases building using blockchain, outside of that, are we seeing any good use case for blockchain application that you think will become a hit application in the future?
I would absolutely say so. In fact, like right now, most of the things are around either cryptocurrencies or tokens. That's the one which get the attention. But tokenization itself, for example, introduces so many more new things you can do. I mean, we have now research fields like token economics. We didn't have that before. We are thinking more in incentivization, like how do I create incentives around protocols through tokenization, for example. So we have a completely different angle of how we could organize groups of people and how make everybody win in this system. But there are so many more things. I mean, land title registry, what we heard before from you is just one example. But for example, we are building a blockchain for the lifestyle space. Some very interesting use cases here are digital ownership of physical or digital items. I mean, we know this with our phone. We have a phone, we log in with our Apple ID, and that kind of like gives us the digital ownership. Even if somebody steals it, if I don't log out of the Apple ID, they have a brick. They have a black box, they can do nothing with it. If you, for example, create digital ownership or digital identities for example, handbags or valuable goods, you're not only allowed to create secondary markets and traceability beyond point of sale, but you allow that you have a complete different customer experience, a complete different or a complete digital experience around the item's ownership. So right now you have something You bring it to events and that's it, and that's kind of like the show moment. But with a digital ownership, you have the ability to interact from brand to customer, for example. You have the ability to invite them, to give them more like a loyalty program, benefits or access to certain things or VIP status or something they can earn over time. So this makes the whole experience of owning things a lot more exciting. And that's actually only really possible with blockchain, because you not want to have 20 apps for 20 brands, but you want to have one digital closet for all the brands. And that's where the blockchain comes into play. There's also other use cases around tokenization that I think the real tokenization we will see in the coming future will not be around monetary token, but more around reputation token, or tokens for specific communities, or a brand or an artist. Tokens that kind of group people together around a common interest. It might be tokens you earn for collecting ocean plastic, or other charitable use cases. There we go back to token economics and how to incentivize groups of people. I think that will be the next big wave of use cases we will see in the next few years.
Wow, excellent. We look forward to that. So last question to Yano Sensei. We all know that in internet and IoT, maybe Japan has taken a lag behind China and the US. But how can Japan ensure to lead in the blockchain space?
Well, I think we lagged behind in high-tech industries so far. But it seems blockchain is a kind of a different kind of animal compared with the previous IT products. That's what we discussed in the main session. And because of that, and it's automatically kind of regulatory kind of things. It's because something is related to asset, because something bit related to money, bit related to value, and so on and so forth. So you don't want to just give away the information to other people and so on. So if this regulatory things comes in, I think already successful countries which has been successful in IT industries or other high-tech industries, they were kind of very hesitant to take a risk. Mm-hmm. And whether or not it is suitable for Japan as a mentality or culture-wise, I don't know. But it is suitable because it's about time for us to take a big risk to build an industry. Taking a risk is some kind of thing which is important for creating a new industry and to go one step further in our economy. And in that respect, we are really good position that we take a big risk and try out this new technology. So that's, I think, Japan's better situated. We are looking for a new solution for our industry and for our economy. And dealing with the blockchain is a huge risk. And that's why I think it is a worthwhile thing to do for us to do rather than other countries.
Okay, thank you very much, Yano Sensei. So thank you for listening to this session. And we end here. Thank you very much.